Hello, everybody. We'll get started soon.
Bring me up.
Bring me up.
Oh, where's that chip? That's right. I lost a chip earlier.
All chip, no dip.
Oh,
That's
the
what I
meanest
heard.
thing you've ever said about me.
Chef. Check if you have streamer mode on. Oh, I don't know. He's tipped off. He's not here. He's not sharing his camera, so I can't see it.
Holy shit, dudes. Flag Day on Saturday.
Holy tits.
Fucking Flag Day soon.
Flag Day?
God,
You
not
have
again.
Flag Day over there?
Can you believe it?
Not another Flag Day. You know how much we hate Flag Day on this show. Okay.
I love Flag Day. Chef,
Yeah.
check Discord if you have streamer mode on.
Oh, I do.
On Discord.
Wait, no, I didn't.
Yep, it's broken on Discord. The last update broke that thing that turns that thing on automatically.
I had a shortcut to turn it on. Is it not working? Alright.
I am. I'm like 90% there.
Is it not working at all?
Ricky. No. I was just asking you because it doesn't turn on automatically in a lot of.
It's not
people.
turning on for me at all, or at least it's not giving me the little warning that it's on. Oh, no, there it is. It was,
so
it was hiding behind the other thing. Okay, we're good.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you don't want any notifications coming. Yeah, I'm doing fine, Ricky. I just thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm just like slowly eating normally.
Good. I mean, does normally still mean eating stones? You gotta stop doing that. That's what caused it last time.
Okay, yeah.
More stones.
The stomps. I'm a big stoner.
This.
That's what they call me.
My throat is still feeling a little bit throaty, so I might have to talk quiet on this episode or try to do something. I don't know. I'm fine. I'm fine, but it feels like it's about to be worse.
Maybe do like that episode that everybody thinks you're like depressed because you sound weird.
Okay. I mean, that's every other
Remember
episode, right?
that episode?
Kinda. I mean, there's definitely episodes where it's like if I try to like change my voice, people are like, he's dying. He's definitely dying.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're not wrong.
I mean, we're all dying.
We're all dying.
We're all dying. Okay.
Nobody's getting better.
So what's the point? Am I right?
Oh, no. That's the wrong conclusion. That's the wrong conclusion.
Oh, shit. Oh, no, not again.
We went the wrong way.
All right.
They picked the wrong option.
That looks good. Let me just get chat up, and then I think I'll be ready.
All right.
Jeff sounds low. Yeah, people think you're also low.
Yeah, let me take a look here. Test. Ow. Should
Might
be a little
kiss
bit
my
better now,
volume.
but I'm a little low. Let me see here. I'll take a look.
I don't know.
Thank
Can you
chat.
turn?
I don't
Can
know
you
why
turn
we
on
did
your
that.
camera
yourself up,
on
buddy.
Discord?
Yeah, give me a
Set
second.
yourself up.
Thank you.
Do you see it?
I see you.
Yep. I see you with a weird angle.
Yeah, I'll try to fix that a little bit.
I mean, it's not a weird angle. It's just a
It
different
was
angle.
it was just off. It was pointing in the wrong direction. Sound settings.
Sound settings.
If somehow you're watching the show and you're not subscribed, we are 55 away from 50,000.
55. Oh my god.
My God.
That'd be pretty
If you
cool.
only listen to the audio version, you can just mosey around your way to the YouTube and
Yeah,
subscribe.
does this stuff go to the end of the podcast version?
I'm gonna. Oh fuck! I didn't record it, so now I'm gonna say it afterward. So
Okay.
it is going to be.
Cool. Fantastic. All right. I am trying to fix. Oh, there it is. There it is right there. Okay, hang on. Boom. That's too loud now. Boom. Boom. All right. Mike, can you just give me a count to 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's great. I think we're great now. I'm turning off the perfect chill
Fantastic.
ambient PS2 music mix you were looking for. .mp3.
Cool.
And I am going to get this chat up now that I fixed the mic.
Shut up.
Shit.
All right.
All right.
I kind of want to start the podcast because my food is here and I want to start eating. Start this.
Okay, I got shut up. And I got this. And then music. Let's test that. Actually, I didn't do that. My bad. Decides. You guys don't hear that because I had to turn it off for the show today.
Milanesa for her. That's what I got.
That?
Look it up.
You hear it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready. You guys ready?
Ready?
I was born ready, baby. Let's go.
Excuse me.
In 5, 4, 3. The internet, you're busy, let's do this. Welcome to Game Mess Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is
Mike Minotti.
In today's episode, Mindseye is a mess. The Silent Hill remake is real, the first one. We haven't decided the topic, and it's too late to come up with something on the fly. Or we all have to come up with something on the fly. I don't know. We'll be fine.
I think that we're doing a Mount Rushmore of bugs.
Bugs, really? That one feels hard to... I mean, we could try. I'm here to do anything you guys want to try.
I bet I could do it.
Okay, I'm fine with that. But first, I want to thank everybody.
Chat, you're going to help me.
I want to thank everybody for joining us, but mostly I want to thank Mike Minotti for being here. Mike, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Very busy. I did get to go see my nephew play like a baseball game, some kind of extra league, and it was playoffs. And they won, and he got the game ball. He hit a double that scored 3 runs. Then he got a great out. At first, he was playing third base. Then he got a triple. So he got the game ball, and now tomorrow they are in the finals for the championship game. So yes, the first Minotti with an athletic bone perhaps ever. It's very bizarre. It's all come from his mother's side, I think. We're all very surprised and intrigued by this. It's been fun, though. That's
the first time I've been impressed by Minotti. So there you go. Well done.
Hey, actually, it's like weird. Yeah.
No, good. That's fantastic to hear. What's the vibe like at? Because I know you like talking about going to like high school football games. Something I've enjoyed in the past as well. It's like there's always a good energy there. Yeah. What's it like at like a little league baseball game?
Oh, I mean, it's like both more supportive and more selfish, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, right? Because like you don't wish ill will on the other team.
Right.
It's not even so much about my nephew's team. It's kind of about my nephew. Like, I hope he does well. Like, I want his team to win too. But it is kind of just like, specifically waiting for, he's up to bat now.
Yeah,
Great.
now we can stop drinking, right? Yeah, and actually pay attention.
The ball's going to him now. Okay, good, yeah, right. No, but it's fun. It's pretty fast pace. They just do 7 innings, right, or something like that. Yeah, baseball in all its forms actually pretty good.
I want to thank everybody for joining us. You can give us a good rating wherever you are listening. Hit that like button on YouTube, please. It helps people find the show. If you want to ask a question, you can drop a super chat during the show here on YouTube. We'll get to all of those before the end of the program. Thank you to Carlos Sain, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube for the use of our theme songs. Thanks to 1UP versus CPU for our artwork. You can find more at 1UpVersusCPU.com. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to Christian for producing. And you can get more from Mike and me and support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to our Discord server, participation in Q&A sessions, and our Game Club discussions, early access to new episodes of shows like Columbros, and of course, all of our shows ad-free. Friendly reminder, you can also become a supporter by becoming a YouTube member. Click that membership button here. It's a join button, I think is actually what it's called. Or a Twitch subscriber. You can go to twitch.tv/Christian_RARG or twitch.tv/Jeff Grubb or twitch.tv/Tokoto. Anytime one of us is streaming, you can use your Prime sub, get a lot of those same benefits. Otherwise, go back to patreon.com/GameMess. Shouts out to everyone who supports us there. Really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun to do this stuff. Want to keep doing it. And I, again, really love the support. All right, Mike, big topics of the week. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Mindseye launch surprises gamers by being even worse than expected. Mindseye. What are your feelings on the Mindseye?
Boy, it seemed like it was having negative buzz leading up to that launch, and then
like a void.
The only time I heard anyone talk about it was when the guy came out and was like, people aren't talking about us because we're being actively sabotaged, which seemed pathetic then and now seems ludicrous, right? Like, there's no way that they thought that this thing was going to launch in a good shape. I don't know. People can be pretty delusional, I suppose, Jeff. But I didn't play it. I watched you play it. I've seen everyone else talking. It seems like nobody is defending this game. It seems like it's in incredibly rough shape. And like, even if it wasn't, like, what is it? A super narrative, not open world GTA like, but with more Black Ops aesthetics, sci-fi Black Ops. I don't know. What is Mindseye? What is Burn Notice? Really? Like, what is it?
You know what? It's just not much. That's the real answer. There's just not much to it. It is, I think we were streaming. We were just getting started. MinMax rated us after playing it for a while. Leo Vader was playing, and the MinMax account was in our chat and was like, it's barely a game. And I think that's actually pretty fair. And I think the reason to say that is, even when you're doing the missions, they are the most mundane, rote, obvious, drive here, shoot something, go back, talk some more, drive there, shoot something, go back, talk some more. And the reason I think it's probably built that way is because it will likely break if they try to do anything more than that, because it's a buggy mess. It really is. It does seem to be falling apart at the seams in some ways. The performance is really rough, especially if you try to do something like streaming it at the same time. It's like, please just give me all of your CPU and GPU. I need that. It's
a heavy game.
It's a heavy game for no good reason. And then there's just like, the most fun we definitely had with it was running into your sidekick 5 times, because every time you ran into him with your golf cart, he would explode into spaghetti, and that was really funny. Yeah, I definitely don't recommend anyone go out and buy this thing. It's a full price game. I think the collector's edition is $80.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a crazy thing. It does feel like the kind of game that comes out of the hubris of being, I'm the guy that made GTA, and I say this thing is $60. It's wild.
Yeah, I think we would have learned from that at this point, Jeff, right? The whole, I'm the guy who made Doom. I'm the guy who made Sonic. I'm the guy who pretended he made Mega Man,
yep.
Right? Like this stuff just so rarely
this is GTA's Mighty Number 9 for sure.
This is the Mighty Number 9 moment for GTA. Because, it's not that these people aren't important and aren't talented, but there's clearly so much more that goes into a game, and especially these days where it could take thousands of people to make a game, even, that comes out in a mess like this, but still just takes so many bodies and brains and hearts to make it happen. Do you think this is like a disaster for IO Interactive? Like, what is their investment here? Is this going to set them back in some way?
I mean, I'm sure it doesn't help, but I don't think this is a make or break thing for IO. I mean, maybe it's a make or break thing for their publishing efforts. Yeah, sure, that's a possibility. Like, maybe they have to pull back on that entire initiative because of this. But to me, the future of that studio, to me, does seem to hinge on what James Bond does. So I don't think it, like, demolishes the future of that studio as far as we care about it, right? This is the studio we care about because they made Hitman, and Hitman's been in a good place for 10 years straight almost at this point. And well, what are they going to follow that up with? And it's like, well, publishing Mindseye is not exactly what anyone was looking for. It was, what's the next big game after that? And that's still going to be James Bond. So yeah, I'm sure they would love for this to have worked better than it did. But yeah, I don't know. I think we get to a point here in about 3 weeks where we never think about Mindseye ever again. It's going to be.
But what about when we get the Agent 47 crossover mission for Mindseye? Come on.
All right. Well, I'll play that. I promise. I commit to playing that, everybody. Yeah. After that, maybe then it will fall off the face of the earth. Yeah. It's a punching bag right now, and deservedly so. Because this is a weird medium where if you want to come out and like demand the spotlight, people will give you the spotlight, and if you kind of suck, people are going to be like, "Listen, what are you doing here? Don't even really do this." It feels kind of baffling at a certain point, but yeah, I don't even get the sense that people are too worked up about it, because I think we've seen this dance so many times now that it doesn't feel like, oh, we've been hoodwinked here. I think everyone kind of saw this one coming a mile away.
There is a little bit of Concord energy here, just in that it's like these quote unquote new IPs that sort of come out and kind of like demand. They're kind of demanding your attention, whether you want to give it to them or not. They're kind of just, faking it till they make it, but then they never make it. And it's you're right. People kind of seem to enjoy the punching bag aspect of it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to act like I'm not above it. I've made plenty of Concord jokes. I'm going to make probably plenty of Mindseye jokes. I don't know what that says about me. Maybe it's not a good thing.
Yeah, maybe it's not a good thing.
Maybe it's not a healthy thing. Because, you know, like I get to see more and more people even retreating further and further into established franchises and things like that, because it really does just seem like you are setting yourself up for massive failure, like catastrophic failure, when you do something quote unquote new. And you do what you think you need to do. You try to market, you try to make it look like it's going to be a big deal, and it can backfire in a big way.
Yeah, and I do get bummed out at the prospect of these genres that were staples, like open world crime games back in the PS2, PS3 day, where you could make one of these and be a middle of the road publisher in terms of size, in terms of the scale of your own business. And now that is clearly prohibitively expensive, to the point where that Saints Row game in 2022 seemed like an insane initiative from the beginning. Then kind of when it delivered what it was disappointing, way off the mark, felt like it was a game out of time. And then we get a few years later, and Mindseye is supposed to be this new thing from a GTA guy, and it's not even really a GTA game at all at its heart. Because they're not even trying to do that, because it seems like they know it wouldn't be possible to pull off. So,
right, and you got Mafia. Yeah. The new Mafia is not, for the first time, not being a GTA. Right. Like, it's also not like open world. Not a genre anymore. The only people who can afford or like have the funds to make that happen is just Rockstar Games. And maybe we're going to get to a point where the tools and whatnot catch up a bit, and mid-sized teams can make those kind of, even just other normal AAA developers can make those kind of games again. It seems like for the next 5, maybe 10 years, it's going to be GTA 6, and that's it for this kind of game. Yeah, the reality is, as those tools do get more democratized, it's not like Rockstar doesn't get to use those or come up with their own versions of that. So when it becomes easier to like build an open world city, there's that Matrix demo from a few years back now for Unreal Engine, where they showed like, yeah, we hit a button and it makes a whole open world city for you, and it's good. Like, this is a city. Like, we understand how cities are made. We made one. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm sure GTA has similar stuff. So now they could put their infinite resources into all this other stuff to continue to set their game apart. And you know, you still have to compete with that if you're using the make a city button. It's not like it solves all your problems and now you look like just like GTA. It's not that simple. So yeah, maybe there are a couple of genres, especially like that one, where it's just always going to be about that one studio having way more money and time and resources than anyone else, and you'll never really be able to catch up. And that, you know, like I said, bums me out a little bit, because I like when these genres seem to have multiple offerings or have the possibility for someone to come up from the bottom and surprise everybody with one of these. You're right. We probably will get there eventually, especially as, you know, GTA 6 comes out and no one else tries to enter that space from the top. And then it's like 10 years later and we're looking around. It's like someone's like, I'm just going to try to make one of these with the tools that are available to me, and I'll come up with some clever solutions. And then maybe they'll surprise us at that point. But it does not seem like the immersive sim, which is like burgeoning from the indie scene right now, or something like that, or a handful of other genres that went away from the EAs and the other publishers that are now coming from indie studios. All right. Let's see. PS5 players said they're getting Mindseye refunds. So it is pretty rough over there. Like that hasn't happened for at least it hasn't happened in a big public way where it was getting headlines since Cyberpunk. And yeah, Cyberpunk got away with it, huh? Like, everyone loves Cyberpunk now.
Yeah, I know you're ready to hold it to account still. You want to get that.
People, I'll tell you what, people can have a short attention span in this industry if it's like a game people really did want to like, right? Yeah. I mean, Cyberpunk is kind of, as you know, in that GTA realm, right? So if you can still do one of those, boy, people want it to be good if you can make it good. But I don't know. There's other reasons why people were holding out hope for that game, the unique aesthetic, the fact that it was CD Projekt Red.
And I mean, 10 years of waiting. Yeah, even if they tried to make Mindseye better, I mean, who's going to show back up and care? No, right, exactly. There was not that sort of clamoring for Mindseye like anywhere close to what was happening for Cyberpunk before that came out. Meanwhile, over in Konami land, they had a little event this morning, I think it was. They talked about a handful of stuff. Really, the big news, well, there was a Metal Gear Solid multiplayer thing for Delta called Fox Hunt. Sounds like Prop Hunt. Sure, that's neat. Sure. I bet that'll be cute, and we'll try it out. I bet we'll get a good stream out of it, which is, at this point in my life, if I get one good stream for Giant Bomb out of a multiplayer mode or a multiplayer game, I'm pretty happy. I'm not sure if the publishers that consider that a success, but whatever. The other thing is Silent Hill 1 remake from Bloober Team. This is the Bloober Team, project that Konami's like, oh, we're working together again. Look out for it. We're going to announce it soon. This is it. And it's the one thing I think everyone was predicting. Silent Hill 2 was so successful, seemed to work on a commercial front, seemed to work on a critical reception front, and now those two are working together again for Silent Hill 1. I know you're a Silent Hill 2 remake fan. How do you feel about this?
I loved Silent Hill 2 remake. I thought that was just an absolute home run. Really impressed with that. And I just assumed, just get that team and have them make another one. And Silent Hill 1 did seem like the thing to do. Silent Hill 3 apparently is a direct sequel to 1. I only ever played 2. So this is neat because I have never played Silent Hill 1. So I'll be experiencing this game completely fresh. And I am really excited for it. I mean, is it a little weird Konami did a thing here instead of just letting this be a part of one of the Summer Game Fest shows where it was probably going to get a lot more attention?
I mean, it's if the question is it weird? Yes, but also I think I find it a little encouraging that Konami's like, no, we want to talk about our own stuff. We used to do E3 shows. Let's do one of those again. I think it's there's something to show here. Eventually, they're going to have a trailer, and that'll show up in one of these shows, and it'll still be a very big deal. Exactly. Yes. And then if Konami still wants to try to have a direct relationship with its audience, I find that, again, like I said, encouraging. I'm hopeful that publisher really is dedicated to this current trajectory that it's on with, making games and promoting games and kind of owning its presence in the AAA space again. As Ali America points out, there was a cool thing where we knew about like the Ape Escape thing with Metal Gear and Ape Escape, but the Ape Escape is a PlayStation thing, and that game is also coming to Xbox. So what are they doing for that idea on Xbox? It's Snake versus Bomberman, and I think that's so fun. That's a really cool thing. I like Bomberman. I love Bomberman. I'm glad they're doing that. Yeah, he's got a great look. Kind of like I put him in the same bucket as Mega Man, where I just like looking at this guy. Yeah, give me a Saturn Nintendo 64 era Bomberman collection with Bomberman Hero 64, 64-2 Saturn Bomberman. Give me that shit. Hell yeah. Man, 10-player Bomberman on Switch too would be fantastic. I would love that. Actually, I don't know how many players does Bomberman R2 support. I never played those Switch Bomberman games. That's a good question. Those are pretty good games. But I never tried to max. Yeah, I never tried to max out the player cap. But the Saturn Bomberman was 10, and it looked great too. Yeah. I guess they ultimately still have to mostly focus on Silent Hill F. That's the big thing right now. Yes. And that got a good showing during Summer Game Fest stuff, and it looks great. So that first. But I think I think they saw releasing a lot of Resident Evil games, not even an obnoxious amount, but having a steady cadence works really well. And it seems like they're doing that with Silent Hill. I know they had that weird narrative social experiment thing, and that didn't really work out. But Silent Hill 2 was fantastic. Silent Hill F looks like it should be good. Let's see. But this one right here, I'd just be shocked if this isn't another success. Just having that team together again, working at Silent Hill 1. I can't wait. Oh, this is a good point that I wasn't thinking about. Like we talked about, why didn't Konami enter into one of the showcases? They beefed with Jeff about the Kojima stuff. And Kojima's working with PlayStation. So it's there's probably bad blood, enough bad blood where Sony's like, we can't look too chummy with Konami. I guess. And then do they want to bring it to Xbox? I don't know. Well, where was the Silent Hill F trailer then? Yeah, that's a good point. So was that one of those shows? It was at one of those shows. Yeah, so. I thought it was the Game Awards, but. Well, yeah, but there was another one this past week. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember. So I don't know. That might be reading too much into it, but yep, that's true. And money talks more than anything. So whatever. At a certain point, everyone's like, "We're just trying to make money," and Jeff Keighley's like, "Yes, me too. Let's just get back to that." Switch 2 is fastest selling home console of all time in just 4 days, 3.5 million. I think I was talking about this earlier this week somewhere. I think it doesn't matter. It's like that is a production success. I think I was talking to Jason Finelli about it. It's like this is about them being able to make enough and get enough into the supply chain. That is all that number really reflects. And, that's apparently that's exactly the case where it's like, oh, yeah, if you look at PS4, it was like 2.1 million in a month or so, or maybe 2 months or something like that. And it's like, yeah, that's just how many they were able to make in that time. They sold every single one that they could get into the supply chain, basically. I guess, so what is the takeaway from this? So, well, they made a lot of Switch 2s. I guess I want to ask you, Mike, how are you feeling about this launch so far from all perspectives? Or like, well, when I say that question, what do you think?
I feel pretty good about it. I mean, it still just is the highest selling launch ever. Yeah, obviously making a lot of them has something to do with it, but you still need to have people care. And they did care. There was obviously demand for a new Switch. I mean, come on, it's the question we've been hearing for basically the last 4 years is when's there going to be a new one? What's the new one going to be like? And here it is, and people seem generally happy. I know it's, online is online. You'll hear differing opinions. But overall, I think people who have a Switch 2 are enjoying their Switch 2. They're enjoying games. They're kind of enjoying some stuff that maybe is surprising, like game chat actually being kind of neat.
Kind of cute,
right?
Yeah.
Kind of cute. Game share working. The GameCube games, fantastic. And I bet everyone's going to feel even better once we do have Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is like a month away, right?
Yep.
I think it's almost literally a month away. So, I mean, yeah, I think you have to just take it as a pretty unbridled success at this point.
Yeah, and it's doing what it needs to do in this moment, which is be a new console and have at least one game people care about. And it's, it is the game for the majority of families who still care about consoles. Mario Kart is it. Like, that is the one. If there's another one, it might actually be Mario Party, which is going to get, Mario Party Jamboree is going to get an update soon. And it's easy for us to overlook that as people who play a lot of games, to be like, Mario Kart is ever present and kind of feels like a very familiar quantity at a certain point. For hearing Paul Reichert has played hundreds of hours of Mario Kart, and that's kind of all he played on the Switch. He ain't alone in that. That is a huge number of people, and so that's what that system needed on day one. It's doing that, and trying to figure out what the system is going to do in the future is going to rely on what does Donkey Kong do, what does Metroid do, what does Pokemon do, and then there's a Mario yet to come. There is a Zelda yet to come. There's surprises yet to come. And until those are more known to us, we won't know what the future of this console really is, because it is going to be about the games.
Yeah, I'm going to get Metroid Prime 4. I'm going to get Donkey Kong this year. I can't imagine I come to the end of 2025 and that was a bit of a disappointing debut for the Switch 2. I think there's a little bit of burn amongst perhaps the hardcore Nintendo fans like us, because like Mario Kart World, some people load down it, some people are liking it a lot. I'm maybe somewhere in between. I am enjoying it, but it's not one of these transformative launch games.
I think 8 out of 10 is accurate, but I know you feel that way about most Mario Karts. I'm like,
sure.
I'm up and down a little bit with Mario. So I think the recent ones have been 9s out of 10s, but this one's an 8 out of 10, which is still really good.
Right, and it's going to obviously sell insanely well, even though it's going to be a little weird with the bundle, right? But it's going to do what Nintendo wants it to do for sure. But it's not, for me, doing the things that say like Halo did, a Mario 64, even, a Rogue Leader, or even like an Astro's Playroom, then when I think about my favorite launch game experiences.
Yeah. Eric G says, Gerstman's saying people told him DK is terrible when he was at SGF. Yeah, he was hanging out with Jordan Midler a lot and Andy Robinson doesn't seem to like Donkey Kong for some reason, so we'll see. I want to see for myself.
Yeah, Gerstmann doesn't like Yoshi, so there's just something, there's some kind of weird bug hopping around that group.
They're sick, is what we're saying. They're sick in the head.
I don't even know my name.
Let's see. Mikey Manicotti. There he is. Okay. Koei Tecmo thinks the Switch 2 is closer to an Xbox Series X. That's an easy thing to say. I think the system does seem a little bit more powerful than maybe we were expecting, but not like, whatever. It's going to be a handheld system with all of that entails.
I think, what does that mean, right? It's like I can judge it based on the games I'm playing, and a lot of them look really good. Like Mario Kart World does look very good. Right. It's very sharp. A lot of the updated games look great. Like the Zeldas, Splatoon 3 with its update, I thought looked fantastic. And then like the third party, there's some things like Hitman where I'm like, oh, I thought this would look a little bit better. But then things like Street Fighter 6, where I'm kind of blown away. Like, oh yeah, this is fantastic on Switch 2. I'll tell you what, it is well above good enough for me, right? Like this is definitely what I was hoping for, and maybe a little bit more. all I ever wanted was 60 FPS games becoming more of a regular thing, and it looks like what I'm getting in spades here.
Yep, 60 frames per second. A lot of games rendering at 1080 and outputting at 4K and looking really sharp. A handful of games rendering at 4K, rendering at 4K with NVIDIA Magic on top of whatever. That doesn't matter. It looks really crisp. Stuff that I just wasn't I was like, the resolution's still going to be a little bit wonky, but if I get 60 frames per second, I'll be happy. There's a handful of things that run at 120 frames per second or run at 4K, and that's pretty cool to see out of the gate. How long does that last as we are getting native to Switch games? I don't think very long, but if I get more games at 60 frames per second than not, I'll be happy. As you mentioned, that Splatoon update it looks really good. They did a great job with that. Splatoon 3 is running better than ever.
It looks fantastic, and it's running great.
Mortal Kombat 1 has not had an update. It is listed as having compatibility issues. It's running better than ever. So that's before they've done anything to make it really spruced up. So that's encouraging.
Right. I wonder because that game had the really toned down ugly character models. So I kind of want to see that game with the ugly character models but running at 60 frames per second.
Exactly. Yeah,
that sounds unhinged.
Okay, yeah, and a nightmare version of that game. Red Dead Redemption 2 is rumored to be coming to the console. There is a battery bug where the system looks like it's completely depleting of battery. It goes down to 1% and then it runs for another hour, is what people are saying. So. And that's every Switch 2. Every Switch 2 is having the same battery display percentage bug. So it probably has better battery life than you think it does, which is a relief to me because I thought the battery life was pretty bad. And then now I hear this and it's that makes sense because I was continuing to play and it's this thing's not dying. What's going on here? It's not shutting down on me. So hopefully they can fix that and kind of set some minds at ease instead of giving everybody battery anxiety when they don't need it. All right, that's the big stuff I wanted to talk about. We can try to figure something else out, or Mike, we can take a break, come back, get into the super chats. There's plenty of those. How about that?
Let's do that.
All right, we'll be right back, everybody.
Break. Damn it, Sean, that was my kill. God damn it, spripping him. All right, are we ready?
I do love my slop. Yeah, I am. I'm ready.
Yeah, that guy. What the hell is that? Love the idea of people getting really mad about Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh man, I skidded about that. This motherfucker been talking a lot of shit about us. Something they don't even engage with. It's so weird.
Yep, it's definitely the that meme of everyone having a good time and the one person be like, I don't like that, and just give them the thumbs up. Yep, cool. We're gonna go back to enjoying it. All right, I'm ready.
Cool.
All right, let's go back.
All right, we are back. Jeff Grubb, Mike Minotti, Game Mess decides. Mike, there's some super chats. How about we read those?
Sure. Big Fresh 37 says biggest SGF news was the Gersman homecoming.
It was very nice
to hang out with him.
Yes, it was very nice for him to come on the show. He was very kind. Really appreciate that. It was it was great to see him turn it on when it was time to give shit to Mike Minotti. I thought that was a weird moment for me of
it was a weird moment for me.
I bet it was. Yeah.
Like I said, it was like him and Miller and Danny and just, Mark and all these luminaries of the gaming industry. Why are they talking about me? Huh.
Yeah. That was it was a cool night because then we hung out pretty late. Danny O'Dwyer was there for a long time and he's just so nice. And Mark McDonald just kept encouraging us to come out to Japan. He's so nice. I made a special point to go over to see Lumines the next day because I just wanted to hang out with him more. And that game was great. It's oh yeah, all these people that I've said hi to a couple of times or maybe only engaged with online, which I think is the case with Danny. It's of course these people are as awesome in person as I was hoping they were. That's why they are in the Giant Bomb orbit in the first place. So just a really great SGF.
Got to be a lot of people who never met Danny before.
Yep.
Obviously, but Mark, H-Bomber guy, incredibly nice.
It's also
English, super nice.
Peter Spitak hung out for a long time that night as well. It was great to see him. Just great people.
Yeah. Big Fresh 37 says, you can't invite people to your game chat room after the room is made. Gotta invite them when the room is made. Otherwise, you got to disband. I think we came across that.
Yeah, we experienced that today. Pretty stupid.
Stream. Yeah.
Yep, that is a silly thing. We will hopefully they try to update that because I want to keep using that. But if it becomes a little bit of a headache, it's gonna feel like kind of silly to invite someone to that who's like, why are you using this thing? It's like, because I like it. I'm sorry.
Saskatchewan says, watched a later episode of Dragon Ball Z for the first time in WTF. Guy snipes a puppy. Insert Minotti dog joke here. Is Mr. Satan a top tier character? Don't everyone, I've watched Dragon Ball Z. That dog gets better.
Do they use the Dragon Balls to bring him back?
No, Boo just brought him back to life with his Boo powers, and it turned him good. But then the evil part of him separated, and good Boo and evil Boo had a fight, but evil Boo won, and then they became Super Boo. And then Super Boo absorbed a bunch of other characters by eating them with chocolate, like Piccolo and Gohan got really strong. But then Goku and Vegeta put on the Patora rings and became Vegito, and they fought him. And they could have killed him, but they didn't because they had to save the people he ate. So they let him eat him so they can go inside, which also undid the fusion. And Vegeta didn't want to fuse again because of his pride. So they separated their friends from Super Boo, which turned him into Kid Boo, which isn't actually quite as powerful as Super Boo. But Kid Boo is evil incarnate and unpredictable. So it was a very big problem. And the only way they're able to get rid of him was by Goku doing a spirit bomb. And then Dende used the Namekian Dragon Balls to bring back everybody from Earth so they can all lend their energy to Goku. But they weren't at first because Vegeta wasn't a very good hype man. But then Mr. Satan came in to do the hyping for them. So then everybody gave their energy to Goku. And then before killing Boo, he's like, I wish you came back as a good guy. And then he did. And he's some little kid called Oob. And then many years later, he found him in a tournament and says, I'm going to train you and leave my family forever and do that instead. And that was the end of Dragon Ball Z.
Next super chat.
Next super chat is South Saskatchewan. Ever play the Steam game Chess and Guns?
What? Chess and Guns.
No,
not chest and guns. Okay, because it's like chess and guns
like,
sounds like very much
game.
like a Steam hentai game. But no, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, you think it's just like I hope it's kind of just chess with the constant looming threat that the other player can shoot you.
That is the best case, I think. I like the idea of the chess pieces having guns, but I do like the idea of just at any moment, bang, I don't want to play anymore. That's very good.
Yeah. You remember those early PC CD-ROM chess games, including that Star Wars one, with the very violent animations? That shit ruled. I love that stuff.
Was it one of those battle chess? Was that one of them? There was
like battle. Yeah, I think it was battle chess. Then they just made a Star Wars battle chess.
Of course, they made a Star Wars everything at that point. Yeah.
Well, it was great because like each chess piece was a different person. Like one's Boba Fett, one's C-3PO, and there was a different animation for like each combination of one taking the other piece. And they were all very creative. They were kind of like fatalities.
We should have chess week. That's what we should do. We should have golf week, chess week, and then play a bunch of these different old chess games.
We could do like traditional tabletop game. We could do the poker night.
That would be chess. Great. Yes, poker night on Mega Man. I really like that idea. I hope we can make that happen.
Play some tabletop simulator.
What's that, Christian?
Yes.
Play some tabletop simulator.
Yes, I want to do that. And I want to be the only one in VR while everyone else messes with me in there. Yeah.
All right, Big Fresh 37 says, did you see the One More Thing at the Green Game Showcase? That's one of the craziest things I've seen at an E3 style show. This was the AI slop thing, right? That Green Game Showcase was apparently a mess.
I watched it. It is insane. I can't believe like Chef let it like slide because it has the
Summer Game Fest badge.
The thingy on the stream. He's streaming on the Game Awards thing. Yeah, I can't believe that thing just aired. Right? Even if they pay you, like you can't just have that shit on your show. Like you have to draw the line. I guess this is messed up.
Is Green Games like, as in like green energy, like green, like for the planet?
Yes,
they're heroes, Jeff.
And then they did AI stuff, the thing that's burning down forests.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Okay. Cool.
I kind of want you to react to it on the internet, but it's just insane.
All right.
Okay, but apparently that was separate. Apparently the One More Thing was just the Walking Dead Telltale game again?
Yes. It was the Walking Dead. It was, I don't know why, I don't know how.
They simply said they were highlighting games that gave them money. Wait, what? What the fuck are we talking about? Like, not even like a special edition of it? They're just no. And by the way,
this game exists? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And it exists from like 2012 or 2011?
Yeah, it was just that game. They were just like, hey,
All right.
Remember this game?
Hell yeah.
They didn't even say remember. It was like they announced it like it was a new game, but it was that game.
That
I think
makes
there
me
was a
feel
fire.
insane.
There was a fire escape, and for some reason Dan was going off on that game, and I was just like listening, like, yeah,
that's
hell yeah.
that's your slop. Pick that up. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of games like, Dan, you need to try again and give it another chance. But with Telltale The Walking Dead,
You guys are running in parallel there. Yeah.
Let's fucking go. Next one here is from Saskatchewan again. Says, does Rascal Mike need wellness checks before each episode? Did his lifted truck and jet skis get impounded? How could someone who looks that cool be sad? Man, I knew I was tired and grouchy. Was I really that grouchy during? It was also a bad game at a terrible level.
Yeah, it was a rough episode. So like you were tired. You weren't like making like big mistakes, but you were missing stuff that I don't think you would normally miss if you weren't so tired.
Yes, I can see that.
And you made a point of being tired and cranky, and then we like really rubbed that in. And so when people hear that, they're like, "All right, time to get on the make Mikey upset train." Like people love that. So I think that's all this is.
We got through. We made some progress. We're gonna.
Oh yeah,
we do. Maybe just send Dan his game soon. We gotta go do a scrub of that game. Make sure there's something problematic about it. But then I think we're set.
Sounds good. Yep.
Nathan Maloney says, "Hey, messy boys, could we get a real deal, ultra cool PlayStation showcase this year? Since they were talking about doing one in June. Thanks."
No idea.
I mean, it wouldn't be till like almost Christmas time at this.
Well,
September
they could do one in
later.
September, right? They've done a showcase in September before, but I have no idea. I haven't asked about the possibility of that. I haven't asked if like doing the state of play means that they won't be able to pull off a showcase now. But you know, that's a company that should have a bunch of studios that are going to be ready to reload here any minute. And by any minute, I mean over the next 2 years at some point. Does that stuff line up to justify a showcase? I don't know. I really don't have any idea.
There's a really big boy showcase, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to be set for a while at least now.
I thought that state of play was really solid.
Like they might do another thing for Ghost of Yotei before that comes out.
Right. They'll do maybe a dedicated state of play. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here now. Dr. Butthugger says the biggest game of the year comes out tomorrow on Friday the 13th. Five Nights at Freddy's: Secret of the Mimic. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, if you told me that there were now 32 Five Nights at Freddy's, I'd believe you.
I don't think that's that far off. Like, there's a lot of those games.
Right? They just keep making.
Are you a FNAF fan?
No. In fact, one of my least favorite acronyms, by the way, FNAF. I don't like saying it.
FNAF? Yeah, I don't know. I like saying FNAF. I think it's fun.
No. Mega Man's much better than FNAF.
Well, no one said it wasn't. Of course it is. Part of me is always like, one day we should just play through a lot of the FNAF games on Giant Bomb. I would like to see that.
I bet they're not unfun.
And I bet they're like...
Yeah, the first one was pretty fun.
I bet they would be good at like getting eyeballs and stuff. We would probably get a different audience or something like that.
Let's see here now. Brendan says First Light is too generic for 007. So my cue is, where does it fit better? Horizon, First Light, Dying Light, First Light, Elden Ring, Night Rain, First Light, or First Light and Atomic Universe game. That's pretty funny. Yeah, Dying Light I think is actually the best. I think it works really well. Dying Light.
Dying Light, First Light.
Yeah, also sounds like a subtitle for Infamous to me. Wasn't there like Second Son, First Light?
I'm surprised it wasn't on this list. I think I just assumed it was being listed here as we were like starting to read First Light subtitles. It's like, yeah, it's Infamous First Light. Of course it is.
I was like, one of my computer history books was constantly talking about like, where was First Light? Meaning like, what was the first PC with like a colored graphic display? But they kept using the phrase First Light. I'm like, that's funny that I'm hearing this so much all of a sudden. Okay, next up is from Wiley Jenkins. Any thoughts on the Bravely Default remake? Not sure why it switched to only, but it's pretty fun if you're into that sort of thing. No, I want to play it. I'm not upset, but they kind of hotshot me on my code request for Bravely Default 2, and I'm a little, it's fine, but I was a little, I don't think taken aback, but like, okay.
I mean, like,
sure.
There's a potential for you to be the Bravely Default guy here at launch.
I like Bravely Default. I don't know how many more. There's probably other people like Bravely Default, but I talk about Bravely Default probably as much as anybody else. But yeah, that's okay. That's fine. I want to check it out.
That's the one Switch 2 game I didn't request a code for as we were planning out this the big quick look today. I was like, okay, if we're going to do this, I'm going to ask around for codes. And everyone was like immediate, like, yeah, here you go. No problem. And I didn't even ask about Bravely Default because of what you said.
I am curious. I've seen some people say that like the up-resed kind of hand-drawn backgrounds maybe look a little smudgy now, whether that's because it's like weird AI up-resing or just the way they stretch. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that myself, but it seems like people are enjoying it. I like Bravely Default a lot. I'm curious. A lot of people have big problems with the kind of final act of that game. I didn't mind it so much, but I wonder if they kind of, Triforce Shard Quest did that from Wind Waker HD or anything, or if they just sort of kept that as is. Incredible soundtrack on that game. Wiley Jenkins says, how many Gaston flags does Rascal Mike own? I wasn't sure what that meant, Jeff, and I'm like, I bet it's the Don't Tread on Me flag. And then I looked it up, and it's the Don't Tread on Me flag.
Okay.
So,
yeah, look at that. Man, Gad, who's Gadsden?
Yeah, why is that? That must be the guy who came up with "Don't Tread on Me." But boy, that does go back to like the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean that was the flag they were flying like the snake coming together. Like we have to be one. Absolutely. Christopher Gadsden from South Carolina, a delegate in the Continental Congress and Brigadier General in the Continental Army. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Now now the patron saint of chuds everywhere. Lazar Wolf says, as a supply chain manager, the trials and tribulations of Merch Master Mike is my favorite thing now. Please keep complaining about how difficult you think it is. Oh, God, I still need to go in the back end and manually refund a bunch of these mugs. I got to make sure I do that tomorrow because I just haven't gotten to it. What's funny is, like, everybody's actually very nice when I'm responding to them. A lot of them, I'm like, look, I'm going to refund this for you. Like, don't refund it. I want to give you it's like, think of it as a donation. I'm like, no, it's a product you bought. You didn't get it. It has to be refunded. But I do appreciate everybody being patient and nice.
Yeah, we'll give you new stuff to buy on the store. Like, we got a merch master now.
You have a merch master. Next up is Epic Open World. Have you guys checked out Absalom? Streets of Rage 4 devs making a Golden Axe inspired game, except it is a roguelite. It has a demo, and I enjoyed it. I saw it at Playdays and looked at it at .emu's booth and thought, hey, that kind of looks like a Golden Axe, and it looks neat, so I might have to try it at some point.
I love Golden Axe's magic system. I always thought that was so friggin' cool. That's one of my favorite parts of playing that game, for sure.
Next up is Rogers OG. What was your favorite reveal at SGF? Mine was the reveal that Mike is the one guy who likes MVC because of Capcom and not Marvel. Okay, that's an admirable quality of mine, right?
How can you be the one guy? How is it?
There's no way.
Yeah.
I thought amongst the gaming people, most people certainly would care more about Capcom than thought we all thought Marvel was washed.
I thought Marvel was basic.
No. Basic. You're the first person I know who cares more about the Capcom characters than the Marvel characters in the NBA.
Do you?
Games.
You like Marvel characters more than Capcom?
I mix and match, but yeah, I will say yes. I do like, Berserk Barrage and all that stuff. That's more than Capcom.
Listen, no one's saying the Marvel characters are bad in that game. They're great in that game.
Well, I'll tell you what, too, with the fighting people, they're always, especially in Marvel 2, they are the most powerful ones by far. All of the strong characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 are the Marvel characters.
That's probably it.
They're cooler looking, Storm is way cooler than...
Is that cooler than Jill Valentine? Storm is you think Storm's cooler than Morrigan? Or Felicia?
Yeah, I do think that, yes. Thank you for making me realize that. Yeah.
Nah. Mega Man's cooler than Iron Man. War Machine. He's a puppet of the state.
He's cooler than War Machine. You fucking insane.
He's a fascist. He literally works for the government and is called War Machine. What do you think he's fighting wars against?
He might as well be called Killing Civilians Guy.
Yeah. Come on. You love Ryu and Ken.
Not really.
This is Mike's crash out. Oh, I love it. You're right. Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. Mine favorite announcement. I did go pretty vertical for Persona 4. Seeing that be real was good. Resident Evil 9 Requiem's good. What? You answer the question first. I want to talk about Resident Evil.
Oh yeah. My favorite was Felt That. Like, I mean, I love boxing games and I love puppets. Like, I'm just a huge Muppet guy, and I thought that looked fantastic. One thing I will like always be lockstep in with Jeff Keighley on is Muppets are cool, and I'm glad I'm glad we have a champion in that position to always sort of run with that stuff.
Oh, one thing I will never fault him for or give him crap for is like constantly making Muppets part of his things and constantly making himself a part of Muppet projects. Like when he showed up in that Muppets Haunted Mitch, I'm like, hell yeah, dude, that's what I would do.
1,000,000% relatable of like, if I had that power, I would be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you didn't ask me, but Marvel Takoni is pretty cool, even though Mike is bummed about him.
Token looks fantastic.
I bet it's gonna be really fun.
Invincible game looked great too, actually.
Yeah. You saw the Resident Evil theater demo, right?
I did.
No,
I did.
Okay. Yeah. So did you enjoy that? Because I haven't really talked to you about what you thought because we both saw it on separate appointments.
Yeah. I think so. I think it's for me, like what we saw in that theater demo was very Resident Evil 7, and then I think toned down a little bit in terms of just the sheer terror, which I'm a fan of like, okay, I can go in third person to make it a little bit less scary if I do get too spooked. And overall, it doesn't feel as just oppressive, like nightmare fuel that I thought Resident Evil 7 was. So it's like, I think I may be able to like get the scares of a Resident Evil 7 without it like being too much for me. And then it looks great. I think that Grace character looks fantastic. I think I do. Maybe the big enemy that's chasing you. I don't know if I'm super hot on the design of that in particular, but yeah.
Is there a part of you like that's like, oh, we're doing this thing again, huh?
Yeah, right. Let's say, and if we're doing this thing again, it's got to be like the best one yet. And I did not feel that way about it, but whatever. I don't think this is like the bulk of what this game is. I think there's a lot more going on.
Back.
They're holding a ton back.
I think they're holding a lot back.
Yeah.
I think the demo looked really cool, but I think I later heard somebody describe it as they're kind of playing the hits with that one. And I'm like, yeah, it does look like that. And I guess I was expecting maybe a bigger swing is all I'll say in terms of doing something new.
Same, and I think the bigger swing is yet to come. I mean, there's other stuff beyond what I think might be the bigger swing, which I do think is we're gonna be in Raccoon City in some way, like whatever that means at this point. But then, like, obviously, there's characters that will probably come back that would be very funny to send back to Raccoon City. Like that would, I'm ready to see that.
I wonder if, because in that demo, when they did the switch from first to third person, in the options they showed us, when first person mode, it said recommended.
Okay,
so
it did
that's
say
still
that.
the default. It did, in fact, and I'm proud of myself because I was like reading like the Reddit boards. Everyone's like, Mike Minoy from GamesBeat mentioned that the option menu said it was recommended for first person. How come no one else said that?
Yep.
I'm like, hell yeah, look at me, I'm contributing.
Yeah, your observational powers have come into use here. Fantastic.
But it does make me wonder if there is a second character who is maybe more defaulted to third person, who is maybe a bit more of a like Resident Evil 2 or maybe even Resident Evil 4 remake vibe kind of thing going on there. Not quite like the 3 disparate different campaigns from 6 level, but maybe something like that.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. And hey, I'm ready for it. I think Resident Evil 9 just looks cool from what I've seen. And if there is more to it, great. If there's not, like that spooky hospital setting that we're getting there worked for me.
I almost guarantee that there's no way that's the only setting.
I
Penguin
think you're
brings
right.
up an excellent question. Where's Barry? Who's your favorite like B or C level Resident Evil character? I'm a big Barry guy for sure.
But Barry's fantastic for sure. I mean, he's up there. He's Mount Rushmore of that. I always did like Rebecca.
Rebecca Chambers is fun.
Yeah, she's fun.
I want to play. I do want to play Zero, and I hope they remake Zero because I'm like
that would be.
I want to play the Rebecca Chambers game.
They got to do that eventually. Make that game like actually good. That'd be great.
Was she a playable character in like the second Revelations, or was because Jill's in the first one, right?
Yeah, I played Revelations 1 on 3DS, and I remember really liking that. Although I don't think I remember a single other thing about that game.
Yeah, there's some characters I haven't seen in a while, like Shiva, that I would like to.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yes.
Like it's a guy from 3. It's Barry and Claire in Resident Evil Revelations 2. I need to play that game. Wait, Claire, not Rebecca. Claire's kind of never mind.
The 3DS, you're not playing it?
Yeah, but you could play those on anything.
2
now.
was like 360.
Yeah.
Revelations 1 was 3DS.
Yeah,
they're all on everything. I'll play that.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be something I would like to watch on stream sometime. If you're going to do that on your personal stream, like around Halloween, that'd be cool.
You are still on the hook for a Resident Evil 6 co-op playthrough with me.
Yeah, listen, whenever you ring me up and I'll be there.
Let's get closer to. Maybe there'll be a Halloween thing.
Okay.
Where was I? I got sidetracked.
Were you on Epic Open World?
I got it.
No, wait. Yeah, okay, you got it.
Adam GC says, "Man, I am loving Mario Kart World. Some incredible tracks. Difficulty spike is welcome after years of playing 8, and that theme song rips. I do love the music and the tracks. I mean, I guess, do you think it's a difficulty spike, or do you think it's kind of more bullshit?"
No. There's both. Both things are happening there. There is more bullshit, and that's I'm noticing that online where it's like, I don't feel like there's any like oxygen for me to breathe here to like play Mario Kart. It's like it's just all bullshit all the time. And then 150cc got hands like that. That'll mess you up. That is a difficulty level where you will see the AI taking shortcuts in a way that makes a lot of sense, and it's just like, oh, they are doing that move at the right time to get a huge lead on me at the very last moment. That is actually cool stuff to see. So I like that 150cc is difficult because it seems like they got the AI to be really like clever of like when to use their items and how.
Ali Miracle says, "You all killed it this GB at night. Old owner and new owner chopping it up was some of the best. This felt like the vibes of the whiskey days. Loved it. Thank you, Ali Miracle."
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it myself.
Big Nicky Alberto says, "Can we start a side pot of super chats to get Christian on GB at night couch next year?" Yeah, Christian, figure out how much you think that's going to cost.
Do you have a passport?
I do have a passport.
All right, then. Cool. Gotta get you a visa.
Yeah, that's the thing. All right. Yeah, how much it will cost? I don't know, man. Need to look that up. I never
you figure that out. You've got till next June.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Andres Riano says, "Are there any other cringe memories from E3s like the Splitgate hat guy? Also, did Mike say Mount Rushmore of butts? Let's go Panthers. Penis. No, bugs.
When
bugs.
Mike moaned about Marvel Talk, that was the cringiest moment of all time."
I mean, God, everything like Mr. Caffeine, Dr. Caffeine, everything he did was pretty cringy. There was the Ubisoft people, white, I can't remember her name. There was a lot of cringy press conference hosts and weird moments. There's that Konami presser event that's funny now, but also cringy when it was like the Just Dance section where they basically brought out the fake cast of High School Musical or whatever to do a number. I mean, there's a lot of cringe in old E3. Yeah. I mean, Booth Babes itself is incredibly cringy.
Yep. Yeah. It was like the whole thing for a moment there was a cringe fest for sure.
Missouri Matt says, regarding Mindseye, Annapurna published 12 Minutes, and that game was a terrible idea. That's the incest game.
Yeah, well, one of them, anyhow. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah. There's a moment, I can't remember why we're back or talking about incest for a while.
Oh, it's one of his favorite topics. Yeah,
I thought it was very funny.
It was hilarious, and the best part was you sitting in the other room cracking up the entire time. That was popping me. That was like and then
was it he talking about HBO shows?
Yeah, he was.
I think it was.
But then he did shift into incest porn, and that's when Russ pulled the party popper. And
no, but he's right. It's like you used to just have sex on your HBO shows, and that they felt pretty risque.
Right.
But then everybody started fucking on shows, and now it had to be incest sex for people to pop or care or feel anything again.
He's not wrong.
Because we're all getting desensitized. Ryan Allen says, Switch 2 finally arrived. I ended up getting a Game Sir Supernova in lieu of a Pro Controller. I already love this thing. I don't know much about the Game Sir Supernova. It has a funny name, though, Jeff.
Yeah.
You know about this controller?
I don't. I'm looking at it right now. I just did the little sidebar thing here on Edge. Only $50. I'll check it out. Looks pretty cute. I
do like my Switch 2 Pro Controller a lot, though.
Yeah,
I think it's fantastic.
I like mine. I've heard some people are having a D-pad issue where like the same thing that happened with my first generation Switch 1 controller. To me, it does just, it feels better, but I'll give it a shot. I'll try the a contra test with it. Although I heard that Retro Game Core did do the contra test with it and it failed pretty poorly. So that's a shame to hear.
Next up is from Grubb. So why is Jeff going to watch Tiptoes on Monday?
Of course, I'm like, hey, give me SGF trailers, but I didn't say SGF. So a bunch of jokers on the internet, these people who are so funny, are sending me. Yeah, it's gonna be funny ideas.
You're going to have to watch. You are going to have to watch Love on Unleashed for daring to suggest the fact where you're like, well, I know of a bad movie too, and I bet it's just as bad.
I'm like, there's no way it could be worse than Talking Cat, or what's the other Riff Tracks movie, like the alligator one, where it's just a noodle and guitar the whole time, and it's a puppet.
Yes.
I'm like, it can't be as like,
that one.
Those have to be just as bad, but it's like, okay, it sounds like no, this one is somehow worse. So okay, listen, I'll check it out. I think this
is a new level. I think Love on Unleashed is a brand new level. I've seen a lot of bad movies.
I didn't know that was possible. I did not know that was possible.
It's impressive.
All right, you're right. I'll watch it.
Bossian says, Jeff, you watching Stanley Cup Finals? Go Panthers.
I've been meaning to, but I've been busy every single night. One of those games has been happening, which has been really frustrating because it's been a really good series. I've been trying to keep up with it as much as I can, though.
Cameron Rain says that Dragon Ball's lore dump cured my depression and replaced it with a tumor. Love you both, Shween. I remember Shween. I haven't heard Shween in a while.
Yeah, the congratulations, I think.
Remember when like half the jokes on Penny Arcade was them saying the word wang?
Yeah. I mean, listen, it was a good word 15 years ago.
I had empathy for Penny Arcade because in the Masters of Doom book, they're like, a webcomic made a joke about Romero like this. And I'm like, I know exactly that comic. It was Penny Arcade. Why didn't you at least say a Penny Arcade comic?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, they dropped Penny Arcade. It was 2003. They could have still used it, too.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize that book was that old, actually. That thing's been around
That's
for a while.
it's one of the earlier, like, really good gaming books. Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, I think somebody recommended. I think it was Brad recommended Doom Guy, which is just Romero's autobiography.
I've been meaning to read that. Yeah,
so I might have to check that out at some point. Let's see here now. Next one is from Tristan KW5's Games and Stuff. When I was a kid, my grandma won a decent amount on a lottery ticket, and I begged her to buy me a Rascal with it. Bike Club has me feeling guilty.
Hey, 60 frames per second. It's a graphical showcase.
That's right. Yeah, it's important stuff. Next up is Andres Riano. The Dan Growing segment shook me to my core. Awesome job at GB at Night. Thank you for all you do. Is Goku a bad dad? Also, Dino Crisis Remake went. I think so. Like this.
He's the worst dad.
Yeah,
there's so much bad dad jokes that a lot of people are now like countering it. Like, no, he's not. But again, like that bit. There's a lot of times in that show where he's just like, I'm gonna leave forever. Like, but even when he's like, oh, I think I'll stay dead, it'll be safe. But he's like, what about your family?
He's like, I forgot about those. Yeah.
Yeah, there's kind of a lot. I forgot about those.
He's definitely a bad friend.
Oh, yeah.
He's a bad friend. Sorry, but there's a scene in Dragon Ball Super where he sees Vegeta and Bulma kiss. And he's like, what is that? Which it rings a lot of alarms in my head about Chi-Chi. What the fuck is Chi-Chi doing with... He has 2 children with this guy.
Chi-Chi looks like she doesn't want to kiss either, though, to be fair. So
yeah, I do think there has been a little bit of flanderization and character assassination of Goku in Dragon Ball Super. As much fun as some of the stuff in Super is, I think they have turned Goku into a complete idiot.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, he at least gets mad when people hurt his friends, so he has that going for him.
He's got that going for him.
I think they'll get to a Dino Crisis remake eventually, and I think this is the appropriate way of describing it. Shook to my core. That is what many people were trying to say when they watched Dan cook that burger. They were everyone was so upset.
Oh, I was mad. The biggest thing that got me was the way he formed the patties with all that gunk on the floor, and how I had to ask him like 4 times to clean it, and then he wouldn't, and how he refused to wash his hands when I told him to, and then just forgot later. He should have gotten sick. He should have gotten sick. He's not going to learn.
Yep, he should have. And it's like,
what really got
and then you
me,
got shit for the cook level of the burgers when he didn't wash his hands.
I got more shit than him for making sure the burgers were cooked to a safe temperature. People are like, I can't believe people are like, well, the burger was pink. Yeah, it's pink.
Yeah.
Not red. A little bit of pink. You're going to be fine.
You're going to be fine. All the time. Yep.
Woke Gabagoo Boy says, favorite Super Saiyan form? I've always dug Super Saiyan 3. I think even though 2 doesn't really look different from 1, that's kind of the problem. I think the build up to 2 was the best. And then it's just, if you show me a picture of 1 and 2, if I don't have the lightning sparks, I don't really know if it's 2. It's probably just 1. I think they moved on from things too much. The problem, 3 looks really cool. Like 3 never even had a big win. in like 3 never defeated an important villain. It like
True.
showed
Yeah.
up in the middle of the Boo saga as a flex, and that was kind of it. So that's rough 3.
And it was like a one silver bullet that didn't even work because they used it once and you had to go back to heaven or whatever. Yeah, I'm with you. Choose the iconic one is the best.
Yeah, it was kind of like Super Saiyan 1.5 from the Cell Saga, except it had a proper number. 4 looks really cool, but I don't care about GT. I have not seen Daima yet. Maybe I'll appreciate 4 more when I watch that. But like now 4 is weird because we have all these other forms in Super that takes place after, but no one talked about 4. And it's like, well, is Super Saiyan 4 stronger than Super Saiyan God? Or Super Saiyan Blue, or Ultra Instinct, or Beast Gohan, or Ultra Ego Vegeta. It's like all these things,
The fuck no.
It's too much. It's too much. The scaling's out of control. There's too many forms. Piccolo's orange now. And he did it by just asking the dragon to do for him. I'm like, man, we should have done that a long time ago. Could have saved a lot of problems.
It's an updated, it's a patched dragon, he has more powers.
They patched the dragon, Jeff. Dragon, patch the dragon, ballsy.
Fuck yeah.
Next super chat.
All right. The next one. Oh shit, where did they go? I pushed the wrong button. Fan funding. Okay. Al Greg says merch master Mitch merch. We gotta get some non-Mitch merch, I think next.
We get the merch master Mitch merch and Monday mornings missed with Mitch. And we just have and
And we get like Matthew Mercer to be on the show too. Let's go.
Imagine like the perpetual motion machine of a merch shirt that just advertises the merch. Right? It's like the human centipede.
Forever.
It
gives itself its own energy. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you get it.
I think I do.
Jason Fultz says, how much will we have to spend to get Mike into a World Series of Poker qualifying event? And would they let you film it for GB content?
Wait, like, what is your history with like shoot poker?
Oh, I played friendly games. I had a poker night with some friends at one point.
Enjoying poker, like, because I was like so into World Series of Poker when it was first getting popular.
I never watched a ton of competitive. If I watched at night, it would be like the super late night show that'd be on ESPN because I couldn't sleep. I wasn't watching the big event or anything like that.
Fair enough.
I couldn't name those people.
Right,
like
Chris Moneymaker, Lizard Man. I remember that guy.
Lizard Man, that's from Soul Calibur.
Well, he's also a great poker player. Well, very lucky poker player, actually. He had like 7 heads-up all-ins in a row that he won. It was insane.
I think we know different Lizard Men.
Nope, same guy.
Stuff. I can't tell if people chat are like actually mad when I do this Dragon Ball thing, or if they're all playing along. Some people seem mad.
It's gonna be a thing, probably. It's gonna be a thing for the next couple of weeks. It's gonna be a thing.
It's our shoot or work thing. Yes, we got it. One of those now.
Next up is Edgar Marino says, can't believe I beat Final Fantasy 1+2 as a kid. Did Mike use a guide on his replay? No, I used guides on the first time, though. Like, the first time I played all those Final Fantasy games around 2004, there's the same guy, his name began with an A or something, and he did all these incredible game facts guides for the mainline Final Fantasies. It's not like I was like, it's not like I printed out and went guy by guy, but yeah, I looked stuff up on those things sometimes. Like, why not? It was just kind of part
of course,
the fun.
yeah.
But yeah, like, they're definitely helpful in the earlier, slightly more obtuse ones. But even then, I think you can get through the Final Fantasies relatively good. No, not Asmongold, Dean. Next up is El Grug. Love on a Leash for Game Mess Hall of Fame. Penis. Oh, we do have to do a Game Mess Hall of Fame, though, huh?
Yeah, we'll get one set up for next week.
Burrito says, Jeff, blink twice in third person for help.
Wait, how do I... that's a reference to your exploits in... Not Alan Wake, the other horror franchise I always conflate with that name. Alone in the Dark. Thank you. Yes.
That's right. That game had a blink button.
A third person blinking. Yep. That you could activate whenever you needed it, which was always.
Are you
Yeah, I'll give you a blink next time. Don't worry.
You think you're gonna just play through like the recommended perspective then in Requiem, or are you a guy like, no, I want third person?
Oh, I am far. No, I'm like the opposite of I need third person guy. I'm like more first person games the better to me because I do feel like third person is such the preferred thing widely that I'm like, and I love first person. I'm like, anytime I can represent, I want to play for first person. But if I get too scared, I'll switch it to third person for a little bit.
I'm kind of like whatever you think is best. That's why like if it was like either or and they were treated equally, maybe I would have done third. But as soon as I saw that recommended by first person, I'm like, that's what I'm going to do then.
Yep. And I'm glad that they're saying that.
Edgar Marino says, which Gohan is your favorite, Future or Cell games? Definitely not like High School and Beyond Gohan. He kind of became a dweeb. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, the best Gohan is the one armed Gohan from History of Trunks.
Future,
that guy was cool. Yeah, that's Future Gohan. Yeah, that guy rules.
Give me a Dragon Ball Z movie to watch tonight.
Have you seen it?
I've only seen Tree of Life. I've only ever seen Tree of Life.
Okay. Well, I like
the one
Tree
with
of Might.
Tree of Might, whatever it is.
Tree of Might.
Well, you should. If you want a nostalgia pick, World's Strongest. If you want to watch one of the newer ones, watch Battle of the Gods. Yeah, the first Super one.
The first, the Broly one is the best one of them.
It's the best one, but there's enough connective tissue between those 4 super movies that you could just start watching them in order. Okay. So
true.
Battle of the Gods, which is good. Then maybe watch the Frieza one, which is but then Broly, great. Superhero, great.
Okay.
Yeah.
But my other favorite ones probably are World's Strongest, Tree of Might, the Fusion Reborn, and then the one with the one where like Kid Trunks is the main hero, but then Super Saiyan 3 Goku shows up at the end and wins anyway. Yeah, I want the Ocarina.
Yeah.
Ocarina.
Tapion. I don't know the name in
Tapion. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, the Wrath of the Dragon. I can never remember the name of that one, but I remember it. All right.
Yeah.
That's one more. Senor Bean says ice melts in sunny Los Angeles.
Yeah, fuck ice, drink it straight. That's right.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you so much, everybody. If you want to send in any more super chats, we will read them before the end of the show.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone.
As always, we appreciate the support. That was awesome. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll do our game for the night. All right. I clicked the add button on my side.
That is a break. You want to
potty
break?
I'll get it set up.
Yeah, I should not ever open Associate Press. This is distracting, but terrible.
Yep.
Mike, do you want a potty break?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm going to take Benny. I'll be right back.
There you go. Good boy. What else? Yeah. I need to get into the chat list. Yeah, I need to watch Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quacks.
Those are just sounds that you made.
Well, Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quacks.
Yeah, those are just, those are hardly even syllables at this point.
Yeah, but it's good sounds for a good show, Jeff.
I believe it. I liked what I watched of the original Gundam. I thought that was a very good show. Hello, Sean. How you doing?
Hi.
Hello, Sean. Where were you?
I hear you.
Yeah. I'm lurking the chat, taking shots as I see fit, right?
You doing your thing.
Yeah, you saw my kill right there, brother.
I saw you line up the crosshairs, get VATS activated. You're ready.
Let's see here.
Yeah, the G on the Gundam thing is about fighting. Pretty sure if he has a G on the name.
Chad, are there enough famous game bugs for us to do a Mount Rushmore? Because we were going to do Mount Rushmore of gaming, like release debacles or video game debacles.
Everyone was asking what kind of bugs you meant. Like
yeah, I mean,
the critter or like
no, but glitches. Developers call them bugs, so I just got in the habit of doing that. I should say glitches. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, glitches.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like they're just all so random that nothing like even like really sticks out. I guess I
got missing no, and that's about it.
Missing no, right? Yeah. Well, wasn't there
about this topic better?
There was that one bug in Rockay City where Kim Basinger would be naked. and she had nipples
You
for
get
some reason.
boobies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You would know about that one, wouldn't you?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know. What is this?
Honey pop buttholes in the wrong place. Is that a bug, or is that just
That's
or is that just
feature.
a lack of anatomy education?
Anatomy. Oh, I never see that.
Yeah. Is that just oh damn, you got no bitches? Is that might be that?
Yeah.
I guess that's a bug too.
I mean, who, the artist or Mike?
Hey,
'Cause,
I'm not. I don't have to
like-
specify. I don't have to answer that. People have nipples. It's science. That's true, John Carson. I have
That's
I have
true.
nipples, John Carson. Could you milk me? Don't answer that.
I had 3.
It was Earth all along.
Okay, so
Here.
Christian was worried that the gaming debacles thing would be too negative. I'm feeling we could probably make it less. It doesn't have to be
All right.
negative. I think we could
All
probably find a way of talking
But I
about
was thinking about, I have a bunch of bugs ready to go now.
that. Okay, you think there? Okay, I was asking chat and Sean if there are enough like famous bugs to actually do this. If you're confident in that, because I've got like 2.
I got a few.
Okay, well, you know what? It's
He
not like the
also
show
has 2.
hasn't been bad before. Let's go for it. Like I'm fine with that. Okay.
It's a good show, everybody. We're running here. Just, moving around, doing stuff, coming up with the topic as we go.
Yeah.
Are we all ready?
Okay. Yeah. Let's go for it.
All right, just fuck it.
And then chat, feel free to throw some out. Help keep us honest here. All right, we're back. Game S Decides. We're going to do the Mount Rushmore of gaming bugs, and by that we mean glitches. I guess we should just call them glitches because people that is the common parlance. I know
Yes.
developers call them bugs, but then Sean came in here and said Caterpie, so let's call them glitches. Mike Minotti, I guess where should we start here? What do you think? I was asking you, do you think there's no famous ones? You said you had a couple. Like, what do you think of when I say video game glitches and famous ones?
There's all sorts of ones. There's ones that are kind of more funny memes things. There's ones that are sort of really interesting and loud. Then there's some that were oddly beneficial to the game and even the industry. But since you said Pokemon, the first one I'm going to think of is Missing No.
Yeah, that's one of the only 2 I could think of. Yes.
The Pokemon that shouldn't exist. It's just a bad fetching of data and shows up as this jarble of pixels and sprites. And it was the kind of the ultimate schoolyard rumor. But unlike, some of these other things, it was real. Missing No is out there.
Yeah.
And if you catch him, it can ruin your game. But something about this guy actually being real and seeing him and whenever I see a reference to Missing No, I'm like, hell yeah, I remember that. I was there.
And it's missing no period, implying it's missing number, right? Like that's actually
Yes, missing number.
Okay. Right. Yeah. I think what puts it over the top is it is one of those ones that sounds like an urban legend, but is actually real. That is what makes it famous enough to be probably the George Washington on this thing, as far as I'm concerned. Mike, the only other one I could think of is the one in Rockay City, where every once in a while,
The one that happened today to you.
the one where Kim Basinger could somehow just randomly be naked in that game, and for some reason they rendered her with nipples, almost as if the bug was meant to
Oh,
happen.
that's right. Just wait a second. I'm sorry. I got Rockay City and Mindseye mixed up.
Oh,
already.
Mike, don't worry. They're basically the same thing. Yeah, that's
Man,
fair.
How many people are playing Rockay City on Steam?
Okay, I guess.
right now?
I bet it's one. I bet
Rockay.
one person is playing Rockay City right now.
Rockay City. Steam Charts.
It's
It's got
one
to
of-
be tens. I bet there's tens.
Maybe 4.
Wow. 116 people are playing
not
Rockay
bad
City
for
right
Rockay
now.
City. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not. It's only slightly worse than mine.
Yeah, but it's an order of magnitude more, though. Let's be fair.
You're
So,
right. There's a
I'm
big difference
Kim Basinger in Rockay.
That's
What's
right.
that game's full name?
Crime Boss.
Oh my god.
Rockay City.
Oh, what a fake ass
Holy-
game. I love that shit.
Holy yeah, that's not a real video game.
Yep. All right. What else you got?
Evil Gandhi from Civilization, a bug in his code where he was supposed to be one of the less aggressive leaders because he's so peaceful, and actually He became super aggressive and was the fastest to nuke people in Civilization, and it became an enduring character trait.
Yeah, I do like that. That's another fun one where the bug becomes the character trait. That is a cool thing where it's like it just becomes so noticeable that everyone associates that character with that behavior, even though it's the opposite of what their public persona should be. Civilization. Okay. Did I spell Gandhi right, chat? It does not feel right to me, but who knows? Oh, yep, that's wrong.
We're not
Yep.
seeing it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
We're
put
not
it up
seeing
there.
it.
Give me a second. I'll get it up there for everybody.
Apologies for not saying.
Well, this gives me a chance to spell it right before anyone sees how bad I did the first time.
I believe in you.
Yep. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, let me ask you if this one is real. What was the one in Luigi's Mansion where Luigi's shadow looked like he was being hung? Was that real? Do we know if that's real?
A glitch or an urban legend?
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's an urban legend. Was it? But what? Like maybe it wasn't real. That's why
I don't know anything about that. Actually, I gotta say.
Okay.
I've never heard of that.
Right. Okay. So I've only heard it secondhand. I don't know if it's real. So this is where I'm at with these
Well,
bugs.
don't worry. I'll pick up the slack with some actual
Fantastic.
good glitches, like the -1 level from Super Mario Brothers. Jeff,
Okay. Is that
another really weird urban legend that's actually real.
Yeah. Is that just -1? Is that what it's called?
Just -1, just because that's how it looks like on the world thing there. -1, and it's a weird underwater level actually.
Turn this off. There we
And you kind of get it through clipping through a wall at a different level, going down a pipe, and the game doesn't know where to send you. Just the way the code works, you actually end up in the minus world.
Yeah,
Kind of a
minus
weird,
world.
neat
That's
thing.
right. Yeah. Well, okay. I guess this counts as a glitch then. The kill screen in like Pac-Man.
Basically a glitch. I mean, yeah, you can consider that one. It's basically just we've run out of memory or whatever, so the game's over now.
Right, and it's so famous they eventually made a game based on this concept, Pac-Man 256, where the glitch stuff appearing on the screen was chasing you in the video game. You had to outrun it. Like, so I don't know. I think that's gonna have a chance to hang.
In a similar vein, Space Invaders. The enemies actually going faster as there are fewer of them is a glitch. They just do that because there's like less CPU or memory or whatever, right? But it works out because they start moving faster when there's fewer of them and they're harder to hit. It's a natural difficulty curve that worked in there. So yeah, that's the Space Invader enemy glitch, which ended up being an iconic part of that video game.
Okay. What is the most iconic T-pose glitch? Does anything come to mind when I say that? Because I can think of people T-posing in Cyberpunk, but can we
T-pose itself?
Can we just put
T-pose? Put the T-pose.
Can we just put T-pose in there?
Just put T-pose.
Fantastic. You're right. That's exactly what we do.
Yeah, there's so many good T-poses. It's just the greatest.
I see two people in chat saying NBA Live. Oh, never mind. One said NBA Live and NBA Elite. So it's different games.
Sure. Yeah, T-pose glitch in games generally, broadly. All right, we have Missing No, we have Kim Basinger, Evil Gandhi, Minus World, Kill Screen and Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Enemy Glitch, and T-pose. All right, what else do you have, Mike? Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Combos in Street Fighter.
I was wondering we bring that up. Yeah, the whole combo system in Street Fighter. The fact that you can cancel moves into special moves.
Street Fighter
was
2
not intended.
Yeah. Wow, it wasn't intended. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I should know. Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Oh, well, this is so hard to do. No one will actually do this anyway. So we don't let it be that one." And then they accidentally invented a genre.
That is the best way to make a video game these days. Just accidentally stumble upon it. All right. Hot coffee is not a glitch. That's right, chat.
No, that's just the cut content that you can access through Game Shark or something.
Right.
Of all like the kind of meme reaction ones, there's like a bunch from like certain developers. There's a lot in BioWare games. I always like the one of Commander Shepard doing like the turn back, but his head spins
around. Yeah, you said that and immediately came to mind. All right, yeah.
It's one of my favorite reaction gifs. If somebody says something weird, have this Commander Shepard like do a double take so hard that his head completely spins. It's good stuff. I like that.
Okay.
It kind of makes me think of something similar. Can I just give it to you?
Yeah, go shoot.
The the missing face from Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
That became like the talking point of that
course.
game.
Yes,
That was a whole thing there.
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Look at how many we have, Jeff. You didn't believe.
I didn't believe. Listen, hey, I'm happy to be wrong. The show's good again. We did it.
We saved the show.
We saved the show.
everybody.
We saved the community center.
Exaggerate, okay?
What's that, Christian?
Okay, let's not get crazy. Let's not say stuff there. It might be considered a lie, you know?
Yeah, if someone's asking does texture pop and count, like, describe it, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way the melting mountains in Kong is iconic to me.
Yeah, that's on my personal Mount Rushmore, but that can't be on a public Mount Rushmore. Yeah. Or like early PUBG and Unreal Engine where the houses just would not load for almost the entire match, and they'd just be these monstrous looking piles of polygons. Like, yeah, that was cool, but no one else really cares about that.
What about the swing glitch from Grand Theft Auto 4?
Yeah, what is that? I remember hearing about that, but
it's like you hit a swing set with a car, something you just like go flying.
Okay,
it's absolutely flying.
All right,
like super high.
Okay, cool. Swing glitch GTA 4. What else do we got?
That might be kind of running at the end of my favorite ones. Yeah.
It feels like there should be an Obsidian one or something, or
there is the corrupted blood from WoW was that time that. So you hear about this in World of Warcraft? There was a debuff from a boss that just actually didn't. It's like, oh, it spreads amongst the party, but for some reason it just never went away, and it actually spread basically across like the entire player base.
Oh, that's neat. Did that inspire like zombie stuff?
NPCs.
It spread the NPCs. It was like studied by actual
pathologists,
professionals as like how it's like this is actually a good model for how an infectious disease might spread. So
Warcraft blood.
It was the blood
bug.
Corrupted blood.
Corrupted.
That's a good one. That's a big one. Yeah, that's a big one.
Okay. All right. Well, I feeling pretty good about this. We got quite a few here now. In fact, we got more than we can even fit on this. Let me make this a little bit.
Super bounce from Halo 2 is being brought up. I don't know too much about that one myself.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think we have enough.
We have enough.
Okay. I'm excuse me. Like I said, I think Missing No is kind of a George Washington here because it's the one that we both thought of immediately. I think if you were to ask someone, it would come up pretty. Yeah, it's a lock. That's exactly right. So let's move that over here. In fact, let's just control exit. All right, where do we go from there then? I do kind of like just T-pose in general.
T-pose is pretty good. Let's put T-pose in for now. Let's move it over.
Sure, move it over. No lock there, but let's move it over. All right, what else we got?
Yeah, combos in Street Fighter 2 is good because it invented a genre by accident.
I do like that one.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably go Assassin's Creed Unity No Face. But,
I was thinking too.
You are thinking that one too? Because I mean, that Warcraft one I thought was pretty compelling.
If you wrote a story about video game glitches, your featured image would be that face from Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yes, exactly. It is iconic to this concept. I think that's exactly right. Okay. Do we want to consider any of these others? Knock another one down.
I think we should consider Warcraft.
Okay.
Blood.
Yep. I'll move it over.
And the only other two, Minus One is good, but it's kind of similar to Missing No for me in this kind of urban legend, but it's actually a true thing. And Missing No is actually even better than Minus One.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I
Minus
agree.
World.
I think Minus World is cool, but yeah, I think Missing No is better, and I agree that they're in the same bucket. All right.
I think Gandhi's important too. Gandhi's big. Space Invaders is interesting, but I think Combos is better than Space Invaders.
Yeah. I love Commander Shepard Head doing a 360 no scope, but
it's the funniest glitch for me. I think it's my favorite.
It's funniest, and it definitely is it has a life of its own as a reaction GIF. You're right, and it's the king of those. There are a lot of those things that became reaction GIFs, and that's the king of those. But maybe it's a little bit different than just being a Mount Rushmore of game glitches.
I think the combos of Street Fighter 2, I do see some people say, oh, that was a myth and it's actually not real. I don't know if there's a consensus on that these days yet.
Well,
or
do we-
not. I don't know.
I mean,
It's real.
Oh, okay. So people are saying that about Gandhi, though. So the Gandhi thing. Sid Meier himself said nuclear Gandhi wasn't a thing. Well, that's the voice of God for civilization. So I
Yeah.
mean, that might be bad for Gandhi then.
okay. I mean, we can.
Well, they programmed Gandhi to be nuke happy.
yeah, they just like,
I guess
yeah,
they could.
or like that guy was actually kind of racist. Let's make him nuclear.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Well, I'm moving that one back over then. Do we want to do the same thing to combos? Because then we do have 4 at that point. Because if we're uncertain about this, I'm fine with including it though.
Oh God, Chuck Tuxie's right. Loot Cave was pretty good. Remember the Loot Cave?
Loot Cave
It seems
was.
like the Loot
Oh
Cave
yeah,
time
what's
is,
up, baby?
it already passed a little bit though, right?
Yeah,
It was good.
It was a hot flash in the pan, but I do kind of feel like it was a flash in the pan.
Also, most people didn't understood the loot cave. They were like, "Oh, it's a loot cave. You shouldn't." And people thought the thing you got from the loot cave was the cool thing, but it actually the glitch was on the vendor. It wasn't on the loot cave itself. So it's not a good.
I bet there's a lot of
bug.
things that we misunderstand about many of these glitches. In fact,
Yeah, but it's like the loot cave wasn't like the loot cave for it's not a good bug.
yeah.
All right, I think we either get rid of combos because we're not sure if it's a glitch, or we get rid of T-pose because it's the only one that's not game specific. But
Right.
who cares? I don't know.
I just kind of like that one. Yeah, I do think like visually, if you had a Mount Rushmore of game glitches, you'd have that Assassin's Creed Unity face carved up there, and you'd have a character T-posing. Like,
yeah, you would have missing though.
yes,
For sure. Yeah. Oh God, it's actually pretty funny looking.
I like thinking about it a lot.
Now I wish it was just Commander Shepard's backward.
No, just constantly spinning. Yeah.
Bring it back in. Sean says combos technically aren't a glitch, but they are unintended behavior. So like it's a bug then, which is like, we're kind of saying both things.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, okay, the thing is, it's not a programming error. Like, they just didn't account for the fact that some people would be fast enough to cancel one move into another. So it's not like the game is breaking in any way. That's what I'm trying
More
to
of
say.
next point. Let's get rid of that.
It's like the same thing with like, backwards long jump. That's a physics exploit. It's not like a bug, right?
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Plus that gives us
It's
4
something
pretty good ones.
It's something they noticed while they were making the game, and they just let it fly. And they were like,
Yeah, they let it rock because they're like, well, it's not breaking the game. So that's literally what one of the devs, I think, said. It didn't cause any bugs, so we left it in.
Oh, okay. Well, then exactly that. All right. So what we have for the Mount Rushmore of game glitches, and I think this is us locking it in, is missing no, T-pose glitch, Assassin's Creed Unity no face, Warcraft blood pathology corrupted. I'm going to get rid of one of those bloods.
You got blood choice.
Yeah.
Let's say corrupted blood bug for Warcraft.
Yeah, there we go. Warcraft.
World of Warcraft, to be clear. There's many Warcrafts, Jeff.
Yeah.
Or you can write WoW.
There's only one to me. World of Warcraft corrupted blood bug. I like saying that. All right, there you go. Though that's our Mount Rushmore of video game bugs. I'm going to post that online. We are going to take one more break. When we come back, I'm going to ask Mike what he's been playing, and we'll wrap up the super chats. We'll do that right after this. Okay.
all right.
Let's see here.
I also been playing a video game, by the way.
That's right. You said you wanted to talk about something.
The
Yeah, the new
altars,
thing.
a little
Oh,
bit,
that's right. The altars. That's right. Okay. Boom.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I heard it too. Just
Yep.
myself. R-E-S-P-C-T. That is what it means to me.
I push against the Destiny one because you didn't give me your V-Bucks, Chuck. This is war.
Okay. I think I'm ready to bring it back. Let me. Well, we can leave it like this for a second. All right, I'm gonna bring it back. You guys ready?
All right, bring it back.
All right, we're back. It's Game Mess Decides. Mike, what have you been playing?
We did have SGF and we played a lot of demos, and I talked about some of that on the Bombcast. I have some stories on GamesBeat. I'll have some more. I just want to reiterate though that I really liked Shinobi Art of Vengeance finally getting to play that. I was very excited for that game. I love what Lizard Cube did with Streets of Rage 4, and I think that the Shinobi game absolutely rules. It looks gorgeous. It feels so slick to play. So yeah, that just lived up to the expectations I had, and it's just really cool seeing Shinobi being back like this.
Yep, it's what I want from a game like that. Bring it back, make it look really cool, make it feel really snappy, and yeah, and then I don't know. Probably there's probably aspects to it that I won't be able to know until I play the full thing. Where it's like, you know, give a variety of levels and enemies and stuff like that. Have a natural progression where I feel like I'm meeting challenges and overcoming them. It seems like it's going to have all of that juice and more.
Then aside from that, you know, so much more Switch 2 time. You know, having a ton of fun there. I did like spend a good amount of time with Wind Waker finally on the GameCube NSO. That's one of my favorite games, my favorite Zelda game, and I was enjoying it. But, you know, F-Zero GX and Soul Calibur 2 felt so good on there to me. It's something about Wind Waker on here feels weird to me. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I don't know if there's some input lag. I've seen some people say because this game is 30 frames per second, the other ones are 60. So maybe that combined with the emulation is weird. And also, it just seems like everything's touchy. I think like the movement on Link is touchy. And it feels like that camera analog stick especially is touchy. And I'm like, did this game feel like this before when I played it? I
wonder if there's like something happened with like the polling rate of like reading the analog inputs or something like that. That's just like way off or something. Because you're right. I thought it was touchy too. I thought there was a relatively large dead zone on the right stick for the camera. And then as soon as I would get into the movement, it was just flying to the left and the right. Yeah, you know, you mentioned it before. I tried it, so maybe you got in my head a little bit, but I don't think so. I do think it's touchy.
Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, other people are saying it. People are saying, yeah, there's bad input lag. Now, some people are saying it's just a problem. Some people are saying it's because of the 30 FPS thing. It's like, part of me is like, I get 30 FPS can feel a bit more sluggish. But something feels weird to me here. So, I don't know if there's an emulation thing. I wonder if it's something that will be tuned or not. I could still play this game like this. This game still looks very good. I still love all of the sailing stuff. I love just the character designs and all that. But yeah, they felt a little off. Again, just because Soul Calibur 2 and F-Zero GX feel immaculate still. They feel very good on NSO.
Yeah, they kind of feel perfect. Yeah.
Kind of feel perfect. So something's off there, I think.
I did get my GameCube controller out. I had it, and I hadn't been playing F-Zero with that. Now that I am, it's like, oh god, having the analog triggers is so good with that game. I really just was having a good time again. So yeah, fantastic stuff. We did play quite a bit of Switch 2 today. Trying out the game share thing with Dan, sharing Super Mario World 3D or 3D World, and then also Game Club. What is it called? I can never remember the name of that game.
Clubhouse Games.
Clubhouse Games. Right? Thank you. Doing that, and it's like, oh wow, this works way better than I was expecting it to, including Clubhouse Games. It's like, yeah, you know, you have to start game share from within the game because the game understands how to present itself in this mode, so that when you're playing Texas Hold'em Poker in 4-player, everyone gets their own screen and only you see your cards. It's like, I wasn't expecting it to be that seamless, to work that well. So a cool feature. That kind of stuff, you know, has been on other platforms. PlayStation has a remote play together. I don't think it works that way. It's like, that is definitely just sharing the screen. Steam has the same thing. I think that's just sharing the screen. So this does feel like a step up from those other offerings. At the same time, how frequently will people use this? I don't know, but I mean, just having the option for some of those games is better than nothing. When you can buy one copy of something like Mario Party and then play online with people without them having to own the copy and just share it with them. I really appreciate that. So that was cool to see and have it be so seamless. I'm kind of like on board with a lot of what I thought would be bullshit features of the Switch 2. That and game chat. It's like, oh, this stuff is working for me.
We didn't try using a mouse in Fortnite. They did it for a moment, then went back.
Yeah.
I thought Fortnite was running great on Switch 2. Kind of expected to. Street Fighter 6 felt very good on there. I was having a great time playing that. I'd like to do some more of that. I'm excited to have that.
Use the movement controllers.
The woke controls? The movement. The motion controls?
Yeah, motion control. There we go. I couldn't think of the word. Yeah.
I didn't even know they were in there.
Yeah, they added it. You can shake your controller to do the DI and that kind of stuff. The drive impact.
No, I don't have that turned on. I don't think I ever will.
Tell you what,
You get offended for that question. That was weird.
He hates motion controls. He hates waggle. It's,
I kind of do. I kind of do.
I don't blame you. They're mostly
When
bad.
people say they're playing with motion controls and it's a funny joke, I'm like, you should stop joking.
This is
People go to hell
serious.
with that kind of
yeah.
thing.
That's a
Big
sin.
problem.
And yeah, you should talk to a priest. I like Street Fighter on Switch in general because the buttons being separate for the D-pad make it easier to do inputs like it's a leverless gamepad controller a little bit. And I was doing some Street Fighter 3 in that updated Street Fighter 30th anniversary collection, and that felt great. I was doing Street Fighter 6 with the Pro Pad and this D-pad, and that was working just fine. I was having a good time with that. So yeah, Street Fighter 6 ran awesome. It looks fantastic, and it's like that. That's something where it's like, okay, well, at the very least, and yeah, it's Street Fighter, but the RE engine is going to be right at home on the Switch 2. Another very encouraging sign. Yeah, I'm just kind of, I'm digging the Switch 2 overall. I'm like dipping my toes into a lot of different stuff, and that's why I was happy with that stream today where we could do a lot of that. I did get like Survival Kids, isn't that the name of the game? I might try that a little bit, see what there is to it. But yeah, I haven't spent any time with that. I did get Cyberpunk. I'll try that a little bit. But overall, I'm like, I just want to see how these games run, and then I'll pick one or two. I'm probably going to stick with the GameCube games if I'm going to play a lot of anything. Like I did start doing the Weapon Master mode in Soul Calibur 2 because I had a lot of fun playing that with you guys today.
I was just looking because I was like, oh, Resident Evil 2 remake should be on Switch 2. And I'm like, was it on Switch 1? There was a cloud version.
Right.
You should get native. But apparently a lot of the other Resident Evil games that were native, like we had RE4, 0, 6, 5, Revelations 1 and 2, those are all running at 60 now. So that's nice.
Are they really? Okay, I thought you were going to say they were locked at 30. Okay, that's awesome.
The one that's locked at 30 is RE Remake. Is locked at 30 still, unfortunately. So I hope maybe they do something there.
That'd be great.
But boy, I kind of want to play those Revelations games now, so I might need to do that.
That would be a good place to play the Revelations games. So that would be really nice.
What did you think of Sonic Shadow Generations?
I thought that, I'm not really a 3D Sonic guy, and was kind of like having difficulty getting on, like doing what it wanted me to do. But when I thought that was pretty good. Like that was the best expression of what I thought a 3D Sonic game would be that I've played so far. I think I didn't play a lot of it, and I like Sonic Frontiers. So this is very different from that. I guess there's levels that are pretty similar to how this felt in Sonic Frontiers, but I enjoyed what I played of it, and I think it's like doing the right stuff in terms of tone for Shadow being such a a serious badass character in the world. Yeah, a real tryhard. They have fun with that. I like that. So yeah, I thought that was pretty impressive. I was happy with it. I know that is a game that you legitimately like, and the Shadow levels you thought were pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean I liked original Generations. I thought in some ways it's a little overrated. I think some of the level design's not great, and there's something about the Boost Sonic setup I think it's just a little too fast and slippery. But the Shadow levels, they kind of pull that back a little bit, so it feels a bit more like Sonic Adventure style games, which is different than what we had with the Boost level games. And yeah, I just think they're some of the best 3D Sonic levels that we have ever gotten. So yeah, I enjoy it quite a lot.
Yep. Beyond that, I haven't had much time to really dive into anything too hardcore. It has just been trying stuff out in Switch 2. Plan is more Clair Obscur on the Steam Deck now that it's apparently running better on there. I want to do that. I was playing more Battlefront 2 on Steam. It's still really fun. Kind of maybe
bro.
Think we should probably make a TNT or something for that at some point.
I want to install Battlefront 2.
Yeah, that'd be
great.
Yeah, and that's just the mood I'm in right now. Where it's like I'm not necessarily looking in for that one game. I'm just having fun jumping around to a bunch of other stuff.
I don't have Star Wars Battlefront 2 on Steam. What did I own that on?
You had owned that on the EA Origin platform. Whatever they call it now.
Shit.
EA Play. Yeah. I think they got rid of EA Play as well. I think it's just called the EA app.
Let's add.
Hello, everybody. That's a good sign. Yeah, I wanted to start it up without it being mad at me for not starting up fast enough. So let me get back over to the podcast stuff. Yeah, I don't know if they can hear you yet. Now they can hear you. Let me get back over here. Hopefully this doesn't break everything. Hello. There we go. All right. Well, with that in mind, and with the thought that this show could break at any moment, because OBS has really just been a pain in my ass in the last couple of weeks, Mike, why don't you read the rest of the super chats?
Yeah, Edgar Marino says, Otaku Mike is awesome. Thank you. Gwen the Hunter says, got the Spoon Heaven shirt. Feels great. The GB logo Mr. Silk Spoon wears is a nice touch. And my wife says, I'm finally handsome enough for her. When? Oh, good. I'm glad people are getting their merch. I haven't gotten like mining yet. Maybe tomorrow. So yeah, I want to start wearing some for sure.
I'm also glad to hear that shirt is high quality. Like, the vendor I was using over here was always using those cheap ass shirts. And we at the very least, Fulfill Engine or whatever it's called, has some good options for high quality shirts.
Scott says, how important is the running animation to you in a third-person game? Can significantly affect your enjoyment of general exploration in a game. I don't know if I've ever really thought about it too much, Scott. I guess if it was really bad, I notice, but...
I like a really good run animation, even in like a first-person game where I'm seeing, like, a multiplayer game where I'm seeing other people run. I remember always thinking, like, man, the animations in Call of Duty are really good and really help sell everything that's happening in this game. And it's like, they really do look like they're mantling over this stuff. So yeah, that's definitely something I've noticed and appreciated before.
Chris Pratt says, please do not forget Minus World from Mario Arcade. Memories. Well, Chris we remembered it. We didn't put it in the final list, so sorry. Hope you can forgive us.
Yep, our bad, Chris
Flobotron says, being a 3 a.m. boy over here in Germany, clearly karma wanted me to finally send a super chat. Hope you guys can make it over here again. English. Thank you. Yeah. English. I know personally, like, I'm not sure if Gamescom's going to happen for me this year. I don't know if anyone's going. We'll see. I had a great time there last year. Yeah, big trip, but it was a great time.
Exactly. They reached out to us pretty late in the game last year, so maybe that's going to happen again this year. But you're right. We're busy boys. We'll see if we can pull it off. Did you yell? Did you yell Jen English when you saw her? Everyone's wondering.
Oh, that would have been funny. I don't think she would have found it
very funny, actually.
No, I think I just told her that I finished her game recently and thought it was very good.
Yeah,
we need to hang out with DJ Astits, remember?
Yes, I remember DJ Astits.
Who could forget?
I remember. What else she's doing? So, her career's going well. I'm going to look that up after this. After I read this one from Drum Kid, who says, sneaking this one in at the end, about to finish Mindseye, and it is not worth it. I know you're both very surprised. I think that is actually kind of a swag move, actually beating Mindseye. I am kind of impressed.
I agree. Oh my god, my whole computer's breaking.
How long is that?
Yeah, I think it's like 15 to 20 hours or something like that. I bet if you, I was gonna say, I bet if you just mainline it, it's faster than that. But I'm like, is there anything else to do other than mainline it? It doesn't sound like it. So, yeah, maybe the Drum Kid spent 15 hours just beating that game. All right, any other super chats, Mike?
No. DJ Astrid still posted on Instagram. Looks like she's still flourishing. So good job, DJ Astrid.
Oh shit, I forgot.
Your game.
Yeah. It's just a really good base builder. Survival. It has really good narrative.
What you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the altars. Yeah, the altars from 11-bit Studios is the This World of Mine people. That's the kind of. I'll talk more next week because Chef Computer is breaking. So it's really good. If you like that type of game, I'd super recommend that game. It's just base building and managing resources and that kind of stuff.
Cool. It was a break. I just accidentally hit F11 on one window, so it's OBS that's breaking, and that's it. Although, yeah, that could break at any moment again. I want to. The altars, is that just shoot out? Like I can go to the store and get it right now?
It's out in a couple hours.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
I will. I'll track that down and we'll play that. And then try to get a code for Jan, because I think Jan sounds like he would really be into that.
The main guy is called Jan, and you create the thing about that game is that you create alters of your personality. So you have a bunch of Jan. You have the Jan mechanic, the Jan miner, the Jan that kind of stuff. So it's really fun.
Cool. Yeah. We'll talk about that more next week. I want to spend some time with it, and I'll have some questions for you, I think.
For sure.
All right. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Sean. Mike Minotti, thank you. Why don't you tell people where they can find you on the internet?
Oh, Giant Bomb and Games Beat, streaming twitch.tv/Shilko. Gonna be starting Sekiro soon. I'm thinking maybe Sunday.
Ooh, that is exciting to hear. Okay.
Yep.
I love that game.
Talking about for a bit, be clear of scare. Time to finally play Sekiro on the stream. So yeah, Sekiro Naughty. Does that work? Sekiro Naughty? Yeah. Let's try that.
Sekironi.
It's no Sekiro Choa, that's for sure.
No.
Sekiro Tokoto. Sekiro Koto.
Sure.
Sekiro.
We'll figure it out.
Kind of. To Sekiro.
Okay, we're getting further away, I think, but I'm okay with that.
Oh, how about we forget about that and I play the Sega Genesis hit Stitchin' and call it Stitchin' with Mitchin'.
Yeah, Mitchin is stitching. Yeah.
Mitchin is Stitchin'. Mitchin is Stitchin'.
Yeah, fantastic. Sunday, you say? Okay, I'm gonna tune in for that. That sounds like a good time. I was listening to a lightly older 90s Disney episode where you guys were ranking all the lands in Disneyland, and I had just come home from Disneyland. Thought you guys did a pretty good job. I was like on the same page for a lot of that stuff. Cars Land, wow, that's good stuff. Cars
Land.
It's so surprisingly good.
I don't care what you think about those.
It doesn't matter what you think about them. I don't really think about those movies at all. It was, and I'm like, I am spending a lot of time in this place. Why won't I move on? It's like I'm just enjoying myself. Yeah. So
be there at night with the neon. Oh my God, it's so good.
Go listen to 90s Disney. I like that show a lot, guys.
Thank you, Jeff.
Absolutely. And then let's see here. Yeah, get us on Giant Bomb.
Subscribe to YouTube.
Oh yeah, you go to YouTube membership. Oh yeah, subscribe to the YouTube. We're almost at 50,000. Bye everybody.
Bye. Oh, Dirk Diglett says, Mike, can you explain the Boo Saga? I'm confused. Yes. So, an old wizard named Bobbity found an ancient evil named Boo and resurrected him. And then he found a demon named Deborah, and he put an M on his forehead. He became Majin Deborah. Meanwhile, Goku came back to life for just one day to spend time with his family and friends at the big martial arts tournament. Vegeta was there, and he wanted to fight Goku, but Vegeta's like, I'm not as strong as Goku, so I'll turn evil again by letting this guy draw an M on my forehead as well. He's Majin Vegeta now. So Majin Vegeta killed a bunch of people in the stands, and Goku's like, that's